The first important element is the focus of the conference was to reorient the relationship between the Middle East, Arab countries, and Africa from purely social, cultural, religious ties that have characterized it for hundreds of years into a more enhanced relationship that takes into account the potentialities that exist between the two regions. There is a need to partner in development and investment, and of course the focus was in finding ways how to further enhance this partnership in investment and development. One of the important areas of focus in this regard was for both areas to work in enhancing infrastructure and of course to cooperate on finding mechanisms of financing infrastructure, and for Arab countries to seize the opportunity to invest in different areas in Africa where Africa has a competitive advantage, a competitive and comparative advantage. Africa has been growing fast for the last 10 or so years, and of course there is a huge potential in terms of resource endowments, there is a huge potential in terms of agriculture, in terms of natural resources, but beyond the need for exploitation of natural resources, I think the focus should be on mutually beneficial relationship that looks at ways of ensuring a very sustainable relationship that also would further enhance the capability of Africa and the Arab countries to make the best out of their relationship. Other areas that have been discussed had to do with dealing with issues, challenges such as migration that affects both the Middle East and Africa, and to work together in a coordinated fashion to address whatever challenge there might arise as a result of influx of people from the two regions. And of course, other area is the involvement of the private sector, and this has been also addressed by the Deputy Prime Minister. And the other thing I should focus is we have also discussed issues with regard to peace and security, especially coordinating our efforts to address the issue of terrorism. Thank you.
First of all, we'd like to thank you for these last 2 days of cooperation, and also to thank you for coming to this particular session and look forward to continuing to work with you. This has been a very successful meeting, unprecedented because it was the third and has given boost to the relationship between Africa and the Arab world. Of course, His Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs has touched on all the issues that were discussed, and therefore I do not intend to duplicate what also His Excellency the Vice Minister has also said, but simply to say that this conference had 3 objectives. First, to review progress of the past cooperation, to identify areas and challenges that attend this cooperation, and find a way forward. In all these 3 aspects, concrete decisions have been taken in the area that would encourage further progress in peace, security, and political matters. And here we would like to thank His Highness, the Emir of Kuwait, for the decision he has undertaken to establish 3 types of funds. One that will be managed by Kuwait Fund, another one that will be managed by multilateral financial institutions, and another one that will be encouraging science and innovations in Africa. In this connection, a decision was also taken to put together all the funds so that we can channel them in a systematic manner and to avoid duplication and also high cost of transactions. What was also significant is the decision that was taken to create a monitoring system by the two secretariat, the African Union Commission and the General Secretariat of the League of Arab States. This will ensure that the decisions that have been taken here will be monitored and implementation will also be in a systematic manner. In the area of trade and investment, the major decision, as I said, is also first the private sector to take advantage of the huge opportunities in the two parts of our cooperation. And we would like to take this opportunity again to underline what His Excellency the Vice Minister said, that the two regions have vast resources in the area of energy, human resource, they have young populations, and they are vibrant in terms of growth. We should take advantage of these favorable conditions for us to gain momentum for the benefit of the people of our two regions. And here we see huge potential, particularly in the area of agriculture and food security, and investment in other areas. And finally, of course, bound together by our culture, bound together by our history, bound together by our geography, we are bound also to continue to exchange and deepen that cultural exchange, and also in the area of migration that the Honorable Minister has indicated, that is natural because we are bound together by geography. A committee has been established that would continue to monitor and provide support to our two regions to ensure that exchange of people in the two is done in a legal and a systematic manner, and to provide the framework for the migrants to enjoy the necessary freedoms. I thank you for your kind attention.